To the left of the Army Valley Force, we have the Navy, and they are represented by the Battle of Midway. That was on June 6, 1942. To the left of that, we do in fact have the Marines, the United States Marine Corps represented, 1775. In fact, what is shown there is not the founding date of 1775. We have the classic historical image of the Marines raising the flag at Iwo Jima and Mount Suribachi. That was February 23rd, 1945. Then we got the Air Force represented as well, the Coast Guard, and then finally the Space Force, who is not here with us today, unfortunately. But we do have 5 other branches competing. That's the belt being passed around again. 12 pounds of belt is going to our first place champion today. Last year, our winners were the Coast Guard. We're going to see if they can bring it back again this year. Thank you very much. 15 teams last year. That's right. Just a reminder real quick, we got a free a jar of jelly and or jam. If anybody can remind me what was the defining U.S. Marine Corps moment on that belt there. Does anybody remember? It wasn't in the branch? Somebody's not a Marine or in the military?
Coast Guard. Can I ask?
Sure, I'll let the Coast Guard answer. Iwo Jima, that is correct. You get yourself a jar of jelly or jam. We're running up here at time 11:30, so we're gonna do a little bit more here. We're gonna start doing some speeches. We're gonna bring some people up here, talk a little bit. Awesome. So again, you are at the 2nd annual Armed Forces PB&J Classic. What's gonna happen here is we've got all the branches of the military and the Space Force. They're still getting themselves settled in. The Space Force is going to be joining us hopefully next year. All the branches of the military are here competing. They're going to see how many sandwiches they can eat in 10 minutes. Coast Guard won last year. We're going to see who wins this year. Now that it's coming up at 10:30, we're going to talk a little bit about our sponsors. So one of our sponsors today is Truly Nolan. They are a family-owned pest control company. Truly Nolan is in fact a family-owned pest control company. They were founded in 1938. By, in fact, Mr. Truly Nolan himself. So they very much are a family-owned pest company. And they are the largest family-owned pest company, not only in California or San Diego, but the entire nation. Mr. Truly Nolan has a large, successful business, and we're going to now bring up Gerald here to talk a little bit about it. Let's give a big round of applause for Gerald and Kenny. Gerald and Kenny. Gerald and Kenny, everybody.
Thank you very much. So about a month and a half ago, I did an inspection on a building, and I was fortunate enough to meet Matthew.
Fortunate?
I was very fortunate. I was actually tasked to do some community service work that day, that morning, about a half hour before I went to the inspection. And I was absolutely blown away by Matthew's passion. He showed me the belts, the trophies. He told me about the cause. Me being a veteran myself, the Navy.
And not a judge.
Not a judge. I also have a wife who's a 100% disabled veteran, and just his passion just blew me away. And I'll tell you, going back to my office, I went to my boss David, and I sat down and I think I lost my mind. It was I was just so overwhelmed, and he saw my passion matches his, and luckily we were able to get all 3 branches here in San Diego to donate. It wasn't just my branch; everybody pitched in, and I'm just very happy and very fortunate to be in front of you guys, and just to give this check to this cause. It's, I always think that the veterans, doesn't matter what kind of veteran you are, they're always forgotten at some point. And again, it's like my honor to be here. And Kenny, go ahead and say your piece.
Hi, I'm Kenny Hamilton. I'm a branch manager for Truly Nolan. And it's not hard to get behind something that a lot of people are passionate about. Just like Gerald, I have family that was military. I have family that are on disability. I have an aunt that was 60%. My dad was 65% before he passed away. So it's not hard to be a part of a cause such as this one. It's close to me. It's close to the team. Truly Nolan, we're a company, we do business, we want to be successful like everyone else, but that's not really why we're here. We just want to give back to the community, be a part of the community. I think that family touch, which we are a part of, I mean, family owned since 1938, you don't really get to feel that a lot, and I didn't say see for a reason, it's you feel that. When you feel that you have a company that's focused on you, not so much seeing you as a dollar, but seeing you as family, seeing you as community. That's what we truly believe. That's what we really strive to be a part of. We care about everyone in our community, not just here. We have branches all over the world. In each branch, you're going to get kind of that same touch of family, togetherness, and I know that's really all what the military is all about, family and togetherness. So, yes, we're happy to be a sponsor. We're happy to be a part of this. You're going to see us here a lot more. Kind of sad we didn't get to be a part of the first one, but you know what? That's the past. We're moving forward, and so thank you for letting us be a part. Thank you for letting us share in this, and I'm just going to pass it back to MC.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, PB&J. We appreciate it. I'm going to hand the mic over to Brian here. Do you want to show our novelty? Oh, is it not yet? No, okay, and then I'm going to hand the mic over to Brian here with Paralyzed Veterans of America Cal Diego chapter.
All right, good morning, everyone. My name is Brian Delaney. I'm the chapter president of the local Paralyzed Veterans of America chapter. Our membership is 100% spinal cord injury or spinal cord disability, like MS. Here, and we're all veterans and we're all disabled, paralyzed in some way or another. We've got a couple other members over here. We've got about 450 members in the San Diego, southern San Diego region, and about 40,000 nationwide, roughly. We are a nationwide organization, this the San Diego chapter. Want to thank everybody for coming out, and especially, I don't know where Matt is running around. That man is amazing. There is a little tasting that he does of an Escondido. Highly recommend if you have the time, go up there and do that tasting. It is amazing. The jams and jellies he has and different concoctions he has are amazing. I'm a big guy, I like food, and it was very impressive. So I'm looking forward to this. I missed the last one, but I'm looking forward to seeing everybody eat their basics in PB&J sandwiches, and hopefully not back up. But I do want to thank again everyone for coming out. The proceeds do come to the Paralyzed Veterans of America. We are chartered by Congress, which means we are started by Congress, but we are fully 100% funded by donations and grants. So everything that we do comes from the public, comes from all of you. So we appreciate Matt doing things like this and help us out, get our name out there. We thank Truly Nolan for coming in and helping us out, sponsor us as well. And we thank all of you for coming out here, and looking forward to having a really good competition. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Brian, and Paralyzed Veterans of America Cal Diego chapter for being here. Really appreciate that. I'd like to turn your attention, everybody, to these 2 tickets you may have, 1 or 2 tickets. One of these is courtesy of Truly Nolan. On the front here, you're going to see a QR code. You scan that, that's going to bring you to their website. You get some information on them. On the back is another QR code. I encourage you to scan that. That's going to be the same as if you look at your ticket here that you came in. On the back of that, you got another QR code. That's the same as the back of the Truly Nolan. Now, the admission fee you paid in here, this is for the Maritime Museum to be kind enough to sponsor us for a venue. All of our proceeds, we're going to make off this QR code right here. So if you're kind enough to scan that, you'll be brought directly to a link to donate to the Paralyzed Veterans of America Cal Diego chapter. It's going to go straight to them. So that's on the back of this card. That's how we're going to raise our money today for the Paralyzed Veterans of America. So make sure to take a look at that. I'm now going to move forward here, and I'm going to start calling up our service members up onto the stage. We're going to do 2 at a time. We'll bring them up, and we'll give them a big round of applause. So let's start here. It's going to be, do I got everybody in the house? Yeah, I hope I do. So for the Army, I got Sergeant Biller and Sergeant Malone. Let's give a big round of applause and bring them up here if we can, yeah. You're looking for them? There we go, yeah, come on up. Sergeant Biller and Sergeant Malone. Big round of applause for them. They're representing the United States Army. Yeah, just keep standing on stage. We're going to bring everybody up. So they're again representing the United States Army. Sergeant Biller and Sergeant Malone for the Army. Next up, we're going to have the Coast Guard. We have Chief Luis Santiago and Chief Chris Fleming for the Coast Guard. Come on up, big round of applause. Thank you very much. You two find your right place on stage. Awesome. We're going to get everybody up here, take a few photos. It's going to be a good time. Now I'm going to bring up the Navy. With the Navy, we have AT1, Carlos Magana, and AT2, Fernando Lango. Come on up, come on up. I'll make room for you on the stage here. All right, now let's bring up our USMC. That's right, our Marine Corps. For our Marines representing, we have Lance Corporal Shelley and Corporal Stewart. Yeah, come on up, come on stage. Thank you so much for joining us, Marines. And last but not least, that might be the Air Force. I mean the Space Force, rather. But the U.S. Air Force is going to be here today, and that's going to be represented by Sergeant Michael Tomiyaga and Airman Ariana Ziella. Thank you very much for being on our stage. So let's take a few photos if we can. We got a couple photo opportunities. Look pretty, servicemen, service ladies. We're going to take a couple photos before we get on to the competition. Again, these are our representatives. I'm going to read them back to you. For the Army, representing the Army, we have Sergeant Biller, a 9 years veteran. Sergeant Malone of 7 years. For the Coast Guard, we have Chief Luis Santiago, 17-year veteran. Chief Chris Fleming, 18-year veteran. For the Navy, we have representing AT1 Carlos Magana, 12-year veteran of the Navy. And AT2 Fernando Lango, 4 years of service time. For the Marines, we have Lance Corporal Shelley and Corporal Stewart. Would you like to share your service time? I didn't write that down. Didn't get a chance to talk to you. 11 months and 3 years. Thank you so much. And then finally, we have the Air Force, Sergeant Michael Tomiyaga, 12 years, and Airman Ariana Ziella, who is actually on her way to boot camp in just a few weeks. Let's go photo ops. We got our photos. Now's your chance. Now's your chance, everybody. Hope we look good. We'll send those to your parents. We'll make sure that they're on the internet as well. All right. Great. All right, with that, let's give them a big round of applause. Great, and now we also, I've actually been told something very surprising. Sergeant Biller here is actually here today, and he got married yesterday. So, thank you so much for Sergeant Biller for being here today. His wife is not here, unfortunately, but he was able to be here. She made him come here, I understand it. And we do have a gift for Sergeant Biller for being here. Thank you so much. Presented by our CJO, a gift basket to bring home to your family and your new wife. Thank you so much, Sergeant Biller, for being here. Let's give him a big round of applause. All right, let's go to the stage here and we'll get started. Great, thank you so much. All right, all right, everybody, so we're going to start lining up, or we can hold that for you, you can hold it, whatever you'd like. So we're now going to have our servicemen lining up, and we're going to begin our second annual Armed Forces PB&J class. Again, the competition is 10 minutes. Each branch of service has 2 representatives, and each representative can eat as many peanut butter and jelly sandwiches as they want or can. The winner is going to be decided by who eats the most peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. There are a few rules. To be honest, there are more than a few rules. And we have our tally-umps here. We have our tally-umps? Yeah, we have a tally. Cool, so we also have some tally-umps. That's some advanced terminology. I wonder if anybody in the crowd might have an idea of what a tally-ump might be. Tally-ump? No? A tally? Is anybody know what a tally is? Keep in a tally? That's right. An umpire is going to be an umpire like in a baseball game. So we have here for the Jelly Bear Jelly Company, we have our tally-umps. Tally-umps, show yourselves. Put your hands in the air. Where are my tally-umps at? We got one right here. We got one here. We got a couple over here. Great. So all these tally-umps, they are in fact the umpires. They're going to be standing in front of each one of the teams, and they're going to make sure, they're going to keep a tally, a running tally of how many sandwiches have been eaten. And there's a rule, there's a lot of rules for how many sandwiches must be eaten, how much of the sandwich must be eaten. And one of those rules is that you cannot leave any more than a quarter-sized piece of sandwich Again, I'm going to remind you what that means is you must eat the entire sandwich. If you leave any nibbles left over that are the size of a quarter, I'm talking to all of you right underneath me, if you leave a quarter-sized amount of sandwich left, it does not count. Dime is legal, penny is legal, quarter is not legal. All right, so we got some tally umps. We got our judges as well. Judges, I'm gonna introduce our judges real quick. I'm gonna introduce our judges. We got Kyle. Let's get up for Kyle. We got another judge right here. Your name is Paola. Let's get up for Paola. And your name, sir? Kenny. Kenny is here. Let's get up for Kenny. Alright, so these all three are totally impartial judges. We have more. Oh, we have another judge right here. We have two more judges. Sorry. Greg's give it up for Greg. And we know you, Brian. Brian, let's give it up for Brian. So these are our 5 judges. These are all impartial judges. They're not representatives of any particular force. They're not representatives of the Jelly Bear Company. They are here because what they care about is making sure sandwiches get eaten and no sandwich pieces go to waste. So now I'm gonna go over the rule book for you because there's a few rules that you need to know if you want to win the Jelly Bear competition. I also want to remind everybody we do have a free drawing. So as you noticed, you got that card there. That card little that you got, it went into the tumbler right here. We got a tumbler right here. And that tumbler, we're going to draw from that tumbler, and that's going to be a drawing. It's going to start just a little bit. And when we pull that drawing, if your ticket is in there, we pull your ticket, what you're going to win is you're going to win, first prize is a 10-foot-long, that's right, 10 feet, bigger than you, a 10-foot-long, custom-made peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And our CJL is, in fact, going to come to your home, your place of work, your clubhouse, your golf course, your bird house, your tree house, wherever you want it to go, he will come to you because your first prize is that Mr. CJO himself is going to make you a 10-foot peanut butter and jelly sandwich just for you. And Jelly Bear Jelly Company is kind enough to throw in a gallon of milk because you will need it. You are absolutely. So if we got any more tickets, let's make sure to bring them up front. There is no limit to the amount of tickets you can get, and we encourage you to get as many as you can. All right, so again, that is the PB&J Classic. A couple terminologies you need to know. So tally ump, again, short for tally umpire. Tally umpire. Those are the officials who are going to monitor the eating and the consumption of all of the peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. They've got tallies in front of them. They're going to make sure that they keep an accurate tally. Tally umps, do you want to tell us a little bit about how rigorous your training was? I understand it. Yeah. It's a very, very strict boot camp. Yeah, a lot of tallying. All right, but you're certain that we can do the job. Okay, this is a very, very high level. So those are our tally ups. We also have a few other people that are volunteering today. You might have seen them up front. We got them in back as well. We got our Jelly Jammers today. Our Jelly Jammers. Put your hand there for a Jelly Jammer. Let's give them our Jelly Jammers today. Thank you very much. Bring them up. Okay, so they're all wearing this lovely shirt, Jelly Jammer here, just like this. Thank you so much. What's your name is? Let's give it up for Jessica for representing the shirt. Yeah, let's give it up for Jelly Jammers. Let's give them a big round of applause. Just recognize them. Thank you so much, Jelly Jammers. These are Jelly Jammers. These are all lovely volunteers here today, and they are a part of what is making this happen. A lot of what they're doing is making sure that we have all of the sandwiches that we have to eat, because this is a big tip. One more round of applause for Jelly Jammers, everybody. Thank you very much. And they are getting some community volunteer hours for doing this. Thank you very much. I'll call you to the side of the stage. We appreciate it. Thank you for being here, Jelly Jammers. And then again, I said this earlier, but the CJO, that's another very important terminology. I said this earlier. Does anybody remember what that means? Does anybody remember what the CJO means? Right? Hold on, Amber already. Is anybody who's not Amber know what a CJO is? Right there. Say it again. Louder.
Chief Jam Officer.
That's just about right. It's Chief Jelly or Jam Officer. That is correct. You're going to win yourself a 12-ounce jar of jelly. Thank you very much. Absolutely free. We got our raffle up here. We're going to start going. Okay, right? So we're going to do this is Jessica and Dominic, everybody. So we hope you have your tickets ready. Keep a look at your tickets. They're going to be drawing for the 10-foot peanut butter and jelly sandwich takeaway. Drum roll, please!
Go Army. Put it up, take one out before you go in.
Alright, let's take a look here. And the winner is my man, Jim Zan. That's you right there. Come on. Yeah, you're the winner. Come on. Yeah. We got a double winner. If some of us might remember, he walked in the door. I gave him the trivia question. He won right away. And there you go, Jim. You are the winner of a 10-foot peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Thank you very much. You got speech.
Thank you.
Real lucky guy today, he says. Big round of applause for him. Thank you very much, Jim. We're so happy to have you. Again, all proceeds today are going to benefit the Cal Diego chapter of Paralyzed Veterans of America. We are here at the Maritime Museum. They've given us a lovely place to sponsor us. That's where we are today. Let's talk a little bit about the rules. So we got a couple rules here, Armed Forces servicemen and service ladies. So here's some rules. We got 2-person teams. Everybody's got a 2-person team. Each 2-person team is going to include 1 male and 1 female active duty service member. Each of the 2-person teams, they have a total of 10 minutes. Air Force doesn't get more, Navy doesn't get more, everybody gets exactly 10 minutes on the clock to consume as many peanut butter and jelly sandwiches as they can. There will be 1 official umpire assigned to monitor 1 specific team. That's right, every team is designated an umpire. Every team is designated an umpire, a tally ump more specifically. And they're going to monitor their teams for the 10 minutes. What the umpires are to do, they're again seated directly in front of them, about 10 inches away, just so they can get a very clear bird's eye view of the sandwiches and the sandwich eating. The umpire is responsible for keeping a running tally, that is a count, of every and each sandwich that is consumed by the team in front of them. The tally ump is also going to make an immediate ruling. So this is where the power comes in, because they have to make an immediate ruling regarding what happens. A sandwich could get dropped. A sandwich may not be eaten. And whether or not it should be included or not in a team's tally. They have gone through a rigorous training, a rigorous boot camp. They took lots of computer-generated tests to understand whether a drop sandwich is legal or not, and they are going to be the ones ruling today. There are 10 peanut butter and jelly sandwiches per tray. You'll see them right here. We can see them off to the side. 10 peanut butter and jelly sandwiches per tray, per round. All 10 sandwiches on the tray. Again, all 10 sandwiches on your tray must be completely eaten and disposed of before you get another tray. So that is 10 sandwiches on a tray. Once you eat all 10 sandwiches, you're going to be given a new tray of 10 sandwiches. A team member can stop eating at any time, and trust me, you may want to. You can stop eating at any time if he or she feels nauseous. Servicemen and ladies, you may turn around and notice that you have some buckets behind you. You know exactly what those are for. So, let's hold them up. Let's hold them up for our audience to take a look at. Yeah, these are your buckets. That's your guys right there. Yeah. We can pass those over here to our Marines. There we go. Perfect. So let's hold up our buckets. Those are our wonderful safety buckets. Let's call them those. So those are our safety buckets. What you do need to know is if you do, in fact, throw up or vomit, your entire team is DQ'd, disqualified. So the buckets are given to you in case you need them. If you are to need them, you have given your branch an XO from the competition. So again, this is why it's important to know that you can tag out at any time. If you feel like you're getting nauseous, if you feel like you're about to chuck, you can't chuck because you lose, so what you can do is you can tag out your teammate. If you throw up or vomit, your whole team is disqualified, and you're not allowed to continue in the competition. So again, you can stop eating at any time, and your partner will continue eating for you. If both of you decide you're done eating, you better hope you have the most sandwiches. The entire sandwich must be eaten in order to qualify for that sandwich in the total sandwich tally. It's a tongue twister, total sandwich tally. If the size of the uneaten portion of the sandwich is bigger than a quarter, it is a U.S. quarter. Of course, everybody has a standard measurement U.S. quarter with them. They know they've memorized the exact size and shape of a quarter, dime, nickel, and half dollar. These are very, very high-level professionals. If the size of the uneaten portion is dropped, or if it's left uneaten larger than a quarter, then that sandwich does not count for the tally. What that means is if you eat all but one bite of a sandwich and that last bite is just a little bit too big, none of that sandwich counted. Alrighty, everybody, we all know this. The tally umps know this. This is a very strict rule. So let's hope you eat all of the sandwiches in front of you. As the event's official timer clock counts down, everybody in the audience, you'll be able to see this. This is our lovely event timer clock. This has been brought to us. This is going to start at 10 minutes. It's going to count down second by second. We're going to make you a real loud and clear 2-minute warning, and at 30 seconds, we might all count down together. So the team's going to have 10 minutes. I see you doing that, sir. All right, so as the official timer clock down, the team's going to be given 2-minute warning. We're all going to know 2 minutes, and we're all going to know at 30 seconds when you're coming down. So, servicemen and ladies, you don't need to look at the clock because I will make it very clear to you how much time you have left at 2 minutes and 30 seconds. We now have our Jelly Jammers presenting the sandwiches to our service members. We're just a few minutes away from the competition getting started. I know we've got some mouth-watering eyes looking. We're very excited to eat at least 10 peanut butter and jelly sandwiches today. When the clock hits 0, let's talk about the end game. At the very end, 30 seconds turns to 10 seconds, turns to 1 second, turns to time is up. When time is up, everyone, your mouth must be completely clear of food. No food, not a morsel, not a crumb in your mouth. We're going to open your mouth, we're going to bubble bath, look under your tongue, and make sure that there's no food in your mouth. Completely clear when time expires. If your mouth has unswallowed food at the end of the regulation time, that last sandwich that you ate does not count. Again, that last sandwich that you ate is not going to count if you run out of time at the end there. Alrighty, let's go down here to the field. We're gonna go down to the field here. We got our 10 sandwiches. Here we go. Alrighty, we're gonna talk first here to our representatives of the Marine Corps. Is that right? Oh, I'm sorry, the Air Force. So we have Sergeant Michael Tomiaga and Airman Ariana Ziella. Ariana, you are actually leaving to boot camp in just a few weeks. You want to talk a little bit about what's inspired you to join the Air Force, and of course to eat as many peanut butter and jelly sandwiches as you can today?
Ultimately, my goal after leaving the Air Force is to join some law enforcement like CIA or FBI. And today, the peanut butter jelly sandwiches have to go with my protein intake.
Thank you very much. Airman Ziella, I'm gonna move over here. We're gonna go talk to the Army here. Let's talk to Sergeant Malone. You got a big day here today. You're representing the U.S. Army. You want to talk a little bit of smack? You want to tell us what your strategy is? How have you trained to come in here today?
I'm just going to stay humble and try my best today.
All right, let's give it up for Sergeant Malone. I'm going for my Marines here. We got Lance Corporal Shelley and Corporal Stewart. Corporal Stewart, I understand that you've been training for months. You've been training for months to be here. Tell us a little bit about your routine and what it's taken you to show up here today.
Just had to come here early for the competition. I'm pretty confident.
All right, thank you very much. Again, that was with the Army. That was with the Marine Corps. Corporal Stewart, thank you very much. I'm going to move over here. We're going to talk to our Navy. We got AT-1 Carlos Magana. No, I'm sorry. We're going to talk to our Coast Guard. That is Chief Luis Santiago and Chief Chris Fleming. Thank you very much for joining us here today. You are veterans 17 and 18 years. How many peanut butter and jelly sandwiches do you think you've eaten in your life? 2. Are you going to eat more than 2 today? That is the goal.
For like 150.
All So we have 152 sandwiches between the two of them. I think we got a winning team here today. We're going to move over here to the Navy. We got Carlos Magana, AT1, and AT2, Fernanda Langle. Thank you so much for joining us. Fernanda, we understand that you came in here, you might have been a little anxious at first, but you hyped yourself up, and now you're ready to eat more sandwiches than anybody else on this bench. Tell us a little bit about how you got in the zone.
I just got a really good crab top from my boss. That's about it.
All right, there we go. That's the Navy. Thank you very much. We're going to get started here in just a minute. Let's give our contestants a huge round of applause. All right, good. Just a few more people joining us. I've been instructed to wait until 12 o'clock to start. So you know. All right, everybody. Again, we are here at the U.S. Maritime Museum. You're at the Armed Forces 2nd Annual PB&J Classic. There are 10 peanut butter and jelly sandwiches in front of you, 5 branches, 2 members in each branch. This clock is going to start in less than 2 minutes. I certainly hope you're ready. You've got some water in front of you. You've got your emergency buckets in the back. I also want everybody to know real quick, if you make it to the other side, this is not the right time to do it, but if you make it to the other side of the boat here, you will find a sampling booth. And all of those samples were provided by the Jelly Bear Jelly Company. The sampling menu, you might have noticed, was a lemon pound cake. A little bit of pizzazz for you. It was a lemon pound cake, and what was topped on top of that was an apple pie jam, one of the excellent servings by Jelly Bear Jelly Company. You might have also seen some smoked beef, chicken, and pork sausages. Those are in a strawberry habanero jam. And a mini corn muffin that was with jalapeno jelly. Big fan of the spicy jelly, I'll tell you that. And cream cheese. And finally, we had phyllo shell cups filled with mandarin orange marmalade. Again, a marmalade made with a citrus rind. We all learned that today. And that is topped with peanut butter. All right, servicemen and ladies, are you ready to compete today? That's right. Let's give them a huge round of applause. We got our clock ready to go. We're ready to go on the clock. Awesome. All right, cool. If you get some music playing while we get going, we're going to count them down. Everybody, let's all do it together. It's a 3, 2, 1, and we're going to start. All right, service members, I hope you're ready. Tally ups, I hope we're ready. All right, on the count, let's all count down from 3. 3, 2, 1, go. 3, 2, 1, go! That's right. 10 minutes on the clock. They have begun to eat. We're going to move over here. Our favorite song is in fact played. We're going to look over here. We got some people eating the peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. We definitely have the Coast Guard, Luis Santiago, 17-year veteran. He's going crust first. He's going every crust angle. We got some water involved. You might notice that everybody has a different strategy. Some teams are working together. Some teams are having a tough time. Let's talk about Sergeant Biller here. He's the third on the left. He's the tall gentleman, our newly married man. He's a veteran for the Army of 9 years, a 9-year veteran, and he's a huge fan of basketball. That may or may not have anything to do with his towering height. That is Sergeant Biller, everybody. Competing next to Sergeant Miller, we spoke to her earlier. She is Sergeant Malone. She's a 7-year veteran of the U.S. Army. And she is eating as many sandwiches as she can. She's going for the slow chew. Sergeant Malone's going for the slow chew. Michael Tamiaga's eating himself some sandwiches. He's taking a bite. He's keeping it along. We might notice Ariel is the other. She's got a unique strategy. She is ripping the sandwich into multiple pieces and eating the pieces of the sandwich. Maybe it seems like it is not as big of a sandwich if you rip it up into smaller pieces. We're going to go over 5th from the left. This is where we're going to join our Marines. Our Marines here, that's right, our Marines are in the house, and representing our Marines are Lance Corporal Shelley and Corporal Stewart. They made it all the way out here, and they are competing. See, looks like they're some of our younger members, but they are hungry. To the right of our Marines, we do in fact have our Navy. You noticed them earlier, AT1 Carlos Magana, a 12-year Navy veteran, and AT2 Fernanda Langle, 4 years in the Navy. They're representing today, and they are eating those sandwiches. We also have the Coast Guard. Coast Guard, again, that is Luis Santiago, 17-year veteran, and Chris Fleming, an 18-year veteran of the Coast Guard. Luis, I believe, did mention earlier that he'd eaten 2 sandwiches, and he's eaten a lot more than that today. All right, we have 7 minutes on the clock. Looks like we've gone through quite an amount of sandwiches. Some people are, everybody's doing really, really good. The Navy, we might notice, has 3 sandwiches left on their plate. 3 sandwiches on their plate. That is the Navy with 3 sandwiches on their plate. All right, we have 2 branches of service with 3 sandwiches on their plate. That may mean that we have a fresh plate of sandwiches coming to a few people. It is really down to the wire. We don't have a clear winner yet, but we do have 6 minutes on the clock. Again, everybody, you have to eat every single bite of that peanut butter and jelly sandwich. You cannot leave any more than a quarter-sized piece. It is not the most advantageous strategy to leave a quarter-sized piece. Just finish it. Eat your sandwich and be awarded the prize. That's right. We're going to talk a little bit about the Coast Guard today. I've been learned recently that the Coast Guard is often referred to, maybe just among themselves, but as huddle pirates. Huddle pirates is what I've heard. Also, Chief Chris Fleming, our 18-year veteran, she's 3rd from the right there, representing the Coast Guard, is also, fun fact, she's a California State javelin champion. A champion California State javelin thrower, and a champion peanut butter and jelly eater, we can hope. They're definitely eating those sandwiches. If you notice, the Marines have 1 single sandwich on their plate, as does the Army now, and the Navy has brought themselves down to 1 sandwich. Coast Guard has 2 sandwiches on their plate, and the Air Force is trying. We need some more water. Army needs some water. If we can get a jelly jammer, bring some water to the Army. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Some teams, you might notice, are going for a high water content strategy. Some teams are going for a sandwich straight to the belly strategy. Interestingly enough, nobody has adopted the Nathan's famous dip it in water and then shove it down your gullet strategy. That may not be the most appropriate peanut butter and jelly strategy. Let's talk a little bit more about the United States Air Force. Those of you on the left, that's again Sergeant Michael Tomiyaga and Airman Ariana Ziella. Ariana Ziella, she's in fact leaving on the 23rd for boot camp. So these peanut butter and jelly sandwiches should hold her over until then. Again, she wants to work for the CIA, FBI, really anything that has 3 letters. And ultimately, she wants to be an international spy. That is Ariana Ziella. Next to her is Sergeant Michael Tomiyaga, a 12-year Air Force veteran. Before he was doing what he's doing, he was at the TMO, which I understand is the Traffic Management and Logistics of the Air Force. These are his words, not mine, but it's basically the UPS of the Air Force. He makes sure that the parts get to the plane or the plane doesn't leave the ground. Sergeant Michael Tomiyaga, along with his 12 years of service, he's experienced 3 deployments. That's right, he's been deployed 3 times overseas, once to Kuwait, once to Afghanistan, and once to the United Arab Emirates. Again, there was Sergeant Michael Tomiyaga, 12-year veteran, 3 deployments to Kuwait, Afghanistan, and the United Arab Emirates. Thank you very much for your service, Sergeant Michael Tomiyaga. We have 3 minutes, 15 seconds on the clock, competitors. 3 minutes and 15 seconds on the clock. We might notice that many of our teams have moved on to their 2nd batch of sandwiches. It is a very, very close race. Again, everybody, we are here at the United Armed Forces PB&J Classic, presented by Jelly Bear Jelly Company and the San Diego Maritime Museum. Thank you very much for being here at the 2nd Annual Armed Forces PB&J PB&J Classic. 2 minutes on the clock, 40 seconds. We are really getting down to the wire, everybody. We are hoping that the Air Force is going to make it through their first 10 sandwiches. It is a lot to do. Don't worry, Ariana, they will teach you in boot camp how to eat those sandwiches. We've got the Army going through their sandwiches. If we look over at the Navy, they are chewing on their sandwiches. That is, again, the Navy, AT-1 Carlos Magana, and AT-2 Fernando Lango, a 12-year veteran and a 14-year veteran representing the United States Navy. And both of them are on the USS Tripoli. That is what they're representing today. The U.S. Navy from the USS Tripoli. Just so everybody knows, you have 1 minute 38 seconds on the clock. We are really getting down to it. Some people are far ahead, and some people are chewing. This is the second annual U.S. Armed Forces PB&J Classic. You gotta want it. You gotta want it. All right, we gotta make sure everybody's got water. Everyone's good on water. We're coming down the wire. We got 1 minute and 10 seconds, everyone. 1 minute and 10 seconds. 1 minute and 10 seconds on the clock. All right, we're coming down to it again, everybody. You can have no bites left. We want full sandwiches. 53 seconds. All of the sandwich must be eaten. We're really getting down to it. 45 seconds on the clock. 35 seconds, everybody. We're really getting down to it. That's right. Let's talk a little. Oh, there we go. 32 seconds. 30 seconds on the clock, everybody. Now make sure you eat your sandwiches. As soon as time goes up, you can have nothing in your mouth. No food in your mouth. 20 seconds. 20 seconds to get those last jellies in. All of the peanut butter, all of the jelly. No bites left. You have 12 seconds on the clock. 12 seconds. Everybody in the room, help me out. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Alright, here we go. Hands up, everybody. Hands up. Leave those sandwiches down. Leave those sandwiches down. I'm going to let my Italians confer. My Italians, go ahead and confer with each other. Let's have those collected. Thank you so much. Give a big round of applause to all of our competitors today. Thank you so much for joining us on the second annual Classic. We're still tallying the results here. You guys, anyone think they did particularly good? Anybody think they did particularly good? Anyone, Navy, Army? Anyone think they did particularly good? Pretty good. You don't think the question? Navy think they did good? Yeah. But without.
Marines left no crumbs.
Marines left no crumbs. That's how they do it. They get the job done. Anybody know we don't have the score to tell you. What do you think? Who do you think won? Who do you think won? Who do you think ate the most sandwiches? Air Force, Coast Guard, Coast Guards. That's right. All right. Air Force. I heard a couple Air Force. I don't want to let you down. I don't want to let you down today. But they won in our hearts. That's right. We still tallying some points here? All right, great. So we're still tallying. Again, let's remind everybody, we'll talk a little bit before we close out here today. We are here at the second annual Armed Forces PB&J Classic. We are generously sponsored by we're partnered with the Maritime Museum of San Diego. That's where you are today. We talked just a little bit about them. About the Maritime Museum of San Diego. They are the Museum of San Diego, Maritime Museum of San Diego. The experience includes admission to a world-class collection of historic sailing ships, steam-powered boats, and submarines, each offering entertaining and educational exhibits. They are a 501c3 nonprofit museum, and they enjoy an international reputation for excellence in restoring, maintaining, and operating historic vessels, including the world's oldest active sailing ship. Does anybody know what that is? The Star of India, the world's oldest active sailing ship. The Maritime Museum of San Diego is ranked as one of the nation's top attractions, featuring self-guided tours, docent-guided group tours, tall ship charters, year-round public events, educational programs, and a distinct venue for corporate and private events. This museum is open daily from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. along the Star of India Wharf at North Harbor Drive, San Diego, California. That's the Maritime Museum. All right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to call the teams up one by one, two by two. Two by two, you're going to come up here, you're going to receive your rings. These are lovely. Great, I'm going to have you come up here, teams, and I'm going to have you stand up here. What's going to happen is you're going to receive your rings. These are lovely rings that have been donated to us. They've been sponsored by Trophy Smack. Trophy Smack has provided a set of silver rings. It's going to go to all of our participants. And the gold rings that are being shown off by our CJ article right here. Our gold rings are going to go to our championship team. All right, we got our tally set up. Do we know who we're bringing up? Great. All right, so now I'm going to bring up the teams two by two. First here, we're going to bring up the United States Coast Guard. Again, the United States Coast Guard, that is Luis Santiago and Chris Fleming. Come on up. Come on up and take your place on the stage. Coast Guard, thank you very much. We're going to get a ring, and now we're going to invite up the U.S. Army. That was Sergeant Biller, Thomas Biller, and Sergeant Malone, Faith Malone. Bring them up. Come on up. You're going to get your rings, and you're going to stand on stage. Thank you so much for joining us. U.S. Army. Next, we're going to call up the USMC, the Marines. That is Justin, Shelley, and Cassie Stewart. Come on up. Thank you very much. You'll receive your rings, and you'll be joining your other competitors on the stage. Now we're going to bring up the U.S. Air Force. Again, that is Michael Tamiaga and Ariana Ziella, U.S. Air Force. Thank you so much, everybody. As you see, we've got all of these lovely teams up here. They've all been awarded their rings, and that means that we have one team left to introduce, and that is the team with a combined total of 13 sandwiches. Our winner of the second annual Armed Forces PB&J Classic, the United States Navy, represented by AT Magana and AT Tulango. They are going to be receiving 2 golden rings. Show off those golden rings, and right behind you, you got the trophy, not just any trophy. Right, so we're going to move, let's take some photos, get a photo off real quick. Anybody want to get some photos? We have our lovely competitors, our champions. Front and clear. Maybe aside from the clock. The clock might be a little in the way. Get a photo with all of our competitors. Thank you so much for joining us again at the second annual Armed Forces PB&J Classic, presented by Truly Nolan, the Maritime Museum of San Diego, Jelly Bear Jelly Company, and also the Enterprise Foundation. Enterprise Rent-A-Car Foundation is kind enough to provide a $5,000 donation to Paralyzed Veterans of America, Cal Diego chapter. The representative's not able to be here, but again, that is the Enterprise Foundation. That's right, rent your car from Enterprise. They support Veterans of America. Excellent. All right, so again, this was the second annual U.S. PB&J Classic. Our winners today were the United States Navy. Let's give them a huge round of applause. And let's bring it down to the lower level so we can have Trudy Nolan present to you the legendary peanut butter cup. Thank you so much, everybody. Again, this is the Navy, Lango and Magana, our championship eaters today. Thank you so much. The winners of the second annual Armed Forces PB&J Classic. Cool. Awesome. So these are two folks from Truly Nolan. They are going to present the prize. Also, they have another thing that they want to present. So we got Kenny over there going in the back. Truly Nolan would like to present to Paralyzed Veterans of America, Cal Diego chapter, a lovely, sizable donation. And here it is, a beautiful novelty check presented by Truly Nolan for the sum of $1,000 US for Paralyzed Veterans of America. Thank you so much for Truly Nolan. Again, the biggest family-owned pest control business in the country, founded by Mr. Truly Nolan himself. This is the second annual Armed Forces PB&J Championship, brought to you by Truly Nolan and Jolly Bear Jelly Company. Give it up again for the U.S. Navy winning team! All right, so Navy, that is your trophy. You're going to be taking it back with you, and you're going to be bringing it back next year to compete and defend your title. Again, it was the most peanut butter and jelly sandwiches eaten. We are now presenting you with your second trophy, which is the 12-pound Armed Forces PB&J Classic Championship belt. There we go. Let's take some photos with them. Beautiful photo opportunity. Again, 6 panels representing every branch of the military. No joke, a nearly 12-pound championship belt, and they worked for it. They ate more sandwiches than any other competitor. Thank you so much, U.S. Navy. Thank you so much, Paralyzed Veterans of America, Cal Diego chapter. Yep, grab that trophy in your hand. Hold it high and proud. There we go. All righty. Again, U.S. Navy is our champion today. We expect to see you back to next year. You're going to bring that back, and you're going to defend your title of champion of the U.S. Armed Forces PB&J Classic. That's right. We're going to do a few more photos, so stay up there. Thank you very much. I'm not going to go over to my judges. We got any of my judges? I got some judges. Let's talk winners. Let's talk to the winner. Yeah, take a few more photos, of course, please. We got any judges here? Right, Greg. So who are you judging? You were judging the Air Force, is that right? Yeah. Tell us a little bit about the Air Force judging experience.
It was really difficult. I mean, I had to really watch them to eat really those sandwiches. It was very difficult.
If you were to give them some tips to how they could pull through and just eat those few extra sandwiches, how do you think that they would be able to do it?
Water.
Water is the big trip. Let's go back. We're going to bring back to the Navies. Oh, they're still doing a couple photos. All right, so let's see if I can find another jelly jammer. Thank you very much. Do another group photo. Any more? Do we have any more of our judges out here?